Hey everyone, welcome back to the MHP Show podcast. I'm your host, Derek Vickers, and on the MHP Show, we talk about all things mobile home parks and operations and turnaround projects and heavy lifts and management and anything about mobile home parks. But this episode is special. This episode, I am actually going to dive into one of my case studies that I put out on some parks that we purchased a couple of years ago. And because I've gotten a lot of questions about this, like how in the heck did you triple the value of this park in this short amount of time? So I'm going to walk through that in this episode and show you exactly how we did that. It's going to be freaking awesome. Now, first of all, we know that most people overlook mobile home parks and they overlook the value that can be created by mobile home parks, which is fine because they're not pretty assets. They're affordable housing. They're not your high-rise apartments or super massive commercial office buildings that are in some of the best locations in the cities across the United States. That's not what we're going to talk about here. I'm sure everyone's seen their trailer park in the neighborhood, right? Everyone knows the trailer park, right? So they're not that pretty. And people that listen to this show know that, right? And for new people that are just tuning in, like I know since you probably started watching me and now you're like seeing the trailer parks and mobile home parks in your areas. So I'm going to walk you through exactly how we took this asset for purchasing at 4.1 million to being worth over 11.5 million within 12 months, right? You're like, oh my God, how the heck do you do that? So I'm going to walk you through that in this episode. If you're an investor looking for real returns with downside protection, you're definitely going to want to tune in and see how we pulled this off, because this is what we're doing again inside Victory Capital Fund 1. Okay, so the deal background, it was Lazy Oaks and Lazy Acres was the name of the properties there in Tampa, Florida. And so we purchased these properties off market, right? Which is how most of my deals have been found. They've been found off market, direct to seller. Now, this seller, he was, I think, maybe over 85 years old, super old. He's very old in later years of his life. And he had this property that he had bought. I don't know. He'd owned it for 20 or 30 years. I can't remember the exact amount of time he had owned it for. But he actually lived close to the park and hadn't even been to the park in over 8 years. Like, because when we did the walkthrough of the park, he didn't actually realize how messy the park had gotten. What I loved about this park, that yes, it was run down and it was nasty. There was a lot of crazy things going on in the park, like, the manager renting out homes to, let's just say, ladies with alternate business models at night, renting them out by the night. You can probably put two and two together on that. But this market had a super strong demand for affordable housing. If you look at the Tampa market, I think the average home in Tampa now is over $400,000. I may even be off on that a little bit. And your average 2-bedroom apartment rent is anywhere between $1,800 and $2,200 a month. That's if you get the data off of Best Places, which is usually a few years behind. It's actually probably more than that now in Tampa. But I saw that this park had tremendous upside potential via park-owned home conversions, because the whole park was park-owned units, meaning we owned all of the units. And even on paper, this was not a sexy deal, because I think the owner was bringing in, between both parks, maybe like between 25 and 30 grand a month-ish on a good day. Not many people were paying, and there was a lot of mess going on there. This was not a sexy deal by any means, but had tremendous upside. Business plan for this park was to go in and actually sell the park-owned homes to the tenants or new tenants coming in. Now, some of the homes were in utter disrepair, and we had to sell those as handyman specials. Now, when we buy in these great markets, what that means is that we sell the home to the individual, and they actually come in and fix up the home themselves. And we give them, 2, 3, 4 months of lot rent for free to go in and fix up the home. Now, that system is not perfect, but in this deal, it worked tremendously well. And even in the deals that we're buying now in Fund 1, the assets actually are not as dilapidated as this one was. But in a market with strong demand like Tampa, Florida, you can actually sell these homes like that, because there's a lot of people that are willing to go in and they want to fix up a home for themselves. And instead of just bringing in a new unit or scraping this park for apartments, we can actually bring back online, affordable housing units that are much needed in a market like Tampa. Let's be real. So that was the main part of the business model, was to convert all the park-owned homes to tenant-owned homes. And the second part of the business plan here was to build back all the utilities. It was city water and city sewer. So we wanted to build back the utilities. We also wanted to put new management efficiencies in and all of the other things. Now, actually, to increase the curb appeal of this park, our plan was to pave the roads, cut trees, put new fences up, make people clean up their stuff around the yards. We also, the people that we sold homes to, when we sold them all, we actually required them to put new vinyl siding and skirting on the home. And then after that was done, we would actually reimburse them for the material costs of doing that. So this did a lot of things. It showed that we were invested and we were going to give them some money back for putting in work. It made the tenants invested because they actually went in and did work and made the house their own. So they were like financially vested in seeing that home get in as good of shape as it could have been. And so this drastically increased the curb appeal of the park, which in turn increased the value of the tenants' homes in the park as well. Now, what happened as a result of this? Now, look, this took some time. It took a matter of 8-9 months to convert all these over and get people's homes kind of fixed up to where they needed to be. And even at that point, some of the people weren't actually fully done with their homes yet. They were still doing some work on the homes. But after all of the tenants were now paying market lot rent, the park was bringing in over $75,000 a month. So we had literally almost tripled the revenue in this park within those 9 months, right? And this was just out of us being willing to go in and do the work in this value add property. When the mom and pop seller, he obviously had bought the park like a long time ago. I think he owned it cash, and he was just making money every month. And he had no desire to go in and do all that work. Plus, he probably didn't think it could have been done the way we were doing it. So the revenue was actually increased to $77,000 a month. So you can actually do the math on that times 12 at a 35% expense ratio. This thing reappraised at a 5.25 cap. So it's over $11.5 million is what this appraised for. So now when we refinance this, we return just about all of investor capital, boom, within a year. But let's just say someone that put in $100,000, their $100,000 was now worth, $380,000 total, right? So the multiple on capital on this deal was massive, right? And this wasn't the only deal that we've done this on. So these are the type of deals that we are doing in Fund One. These are the type of deals that are still out there. Now they're a little bit harder to find. That's why we have the acquisitions team that has the ability to go in and find these parks. And this is exactly the strategy that we are employing in Fund One. Is we're going out and we're finding these deals that have a lot of park-owned homes, and then we're converting them. And we're making them a cleaner and safer place to live. Like, we're not just going in and like converting these and we're out. Like, we're making these parks nicer. We're making these places like a much cleaner, safer, and better place to live, because that's really what the business is about. Because these parks, and like this one in particular, I don't even know if it would still be there now if someone wouldn't have bought this. Right. I think it probably would have been redeveloped for something else. Like, who knows? Because the owner wasn't taking care of this, and he was doing a lot of other crazy things that I'm not going to mention on here. But this is the kind of value that I look for. We're looking for park-owned home conversions, below market lot rents, and management inefficiencies. And we're going in and putting in management efficiencies in these parks. And we've actually codified, and I have, through trial and error and making a lot of mistakes, I've actually figured out how to run this business model effectively. And, it's been very successful for us, because a lot of people actually miss this on mobile home parks. They think that it's just a trailer park, and it is that, but there's actually, a lot more to it than that. Like, you can't just go out and hire a third-party management company to go in and do these turnaround projects for you, like, because it takes a specific skill, operating procedures, and SOPs to do it effectively. And that's what we've actually codified, and that's what we're doing this in Fund One, and we're doing more deals exactly like this deal. Now, obviously, we can't promise that the performance is going to be the same, but just to give you an example, like we were projecting a 17 to 23% IRR on this deal, and we got 380%, right? So, I'm always very conservative in the underwriting. I'm always very conservative when we're looking at these deals because I know things can go wrong in these deals. And although we did really well, we still ran into some issues and ran into some headaches on this deal that we had to fight through. Like, it's not as easy as just going in and selling the homes. Like, there's tenants that are doing bad things that don't want to leave, that you got to get out of the park. And you got to have systems for this stuff. You got to be able to have the team that can actually go in and do this effectively. So look, if you're an accredited investor and you're interested in mobile home parks, you're interested in the opportunity, you understand that now is the time to do this because the window is closing in the next 5 or 10 years. The industry is going to be even more consolidated. I want to be a part of that consolidation and making these communities better and delivering outsized returns for our investors. Now, Fund One is for accredited investors only, but if you would like to book a call, if you'd like to book a call with me or somebody on my team, we can tell you about Fund One and what we're doing in Fund One. Would love to see if it's a good fit for your investment goals. And look, I wanted to give you an example on this podcast and short show that, hey, this is an example of what we've done on deals. And I just wanted to show you that and give you a little bit more detail on it. And happy to schedule a call with you. And we will see you on the next one. Peace.